Hello everybody, welcome to the very first episode of Streamer Joe, which is me, second that I've taken on since I became a YouTube video streamer playing the game Magic Cards Arena. Today I'll be showing you the stands for black, white, as vampires. As you can see, I'm facing off against Jayan Bolers, the grandmother of Chandra Nalar. For more information on that, you can check my lore video. Opening hand's got Godless Shrine, Swamp, Aldamo Vanguard, Cruel Celebrator, Knight of Ebony, Vampire of Dusk Dawn, Sorin, Impervious Vampire, and Swamp. So right away you can tell he plays Creeping Blazer. I think he's playing an elemental tribal deck. Simple move here, don't block. The Knight of Ebony is a precious commodity, so you don't want him to die. Play your Godlordless Shrine, play a Damo Vanguard, and he's a little too weak to fight the Blazer, so he plays it cool and calm. They play the Rising Reef. It summons a land. Not threatening in the least. He might do nothing. He does nothing. Pass turn. Play the Swamp card. Play Serine, the Imperious Blood Moon. He can use this ability to make the Adamo Vanguard a little bit stronger into a 4/2. He's the only one who is designated as an attacker because he's the only one who can be indestructible. That's enough for today. That gives just enough life loss for the Bald Knight to strengthen himself with a counter. Here we see Chandra, Acolyte of Fire. She's a little bit egotistical. She doesn't be modest. There's Healer of Gravy. Oh my goodness. It's just so many of them. But even the less, it's still not the most powerful thing I've ever seen in my life. Now, the Spark Lizard has a special spark ability where he's able to shoot a spark at whatever he's attacking before he even scratches it. So that's what he did to Serine. But he wasn't strong enough to kill the Bald Knight. Chandra's ability's all done. Commence my turn. Oath of Kea. Oath of Kea. This one allows you to deal 3 damage to whoever you like. You could choose Chandra. You could even choose Jayan Bolus, the grandmother that I'm playing against, but I chose not to. Instead, I'm going to lay the old smackdown, Brooklyn style, on Chandra. Simple. Sounds like that one hurt her. He plays some lands. He makes some elementals.
These little guys are great.
These little guys are great. Guess they are pretty great. Another one of the coral reefs comes out. The coral reefs are making more and more reefs. They seem to just never stop making any reefs. There's another elemental, sorry. The Leafkin, kind of a little modern spin on Llanowar Elves. There's Blazer again. That makes that thing happen again. So Stamping Ground comes out. Another one goes into Giant's hand, and the foolish imbecile attacks me for 6 damage. Little does he know he's stupid and he will never win with simply attacking. Just who I didn't want to see, Paladin of Adamant. One of the worst stupid things I've ever put in my whole deck. So I'll begin by attacking. Oh, I didn't. Oops. Now it's proof that it's not live. Oh my goodness. The coral reefs just seem to make the game go so dang slow that it's not even worth playing the dang game anymore. Because you just sit there and you wait for all the stinking reefs to do their effects. Well, so it's a little boring to wait for all of the reefs to summon all of their friends. And when you see this blob, Omnath, it's just way too much, so you just surrender the game. You don't have a single chance. You don't have a ghost of a chance in China, as they say. This is something called a sideboard. You can put in different characters, and I choose Noxious Grasp. I choose Cast Down. I choose to get rid of the Venereal Elephant, and I choose to proceed. Why did I choose that? You would want to know, wouldn't you? But the reason is that it's better against this deck. What is happening? Okay. You look at the hand, that's a pretty dang good one. You got Serine, and you've got a couple smaller vampires. So what you can kind of do is say that you don't want that one. No, you do. Oh, yeah, that one. It's just not big enough. Vampire of Twilight Moon. This card has Death Touch. It's got lifelinks. It's 1 mana only. Simple Swamp. Easy. Got Oath of Caius coming up, and Adamas Vanguard. The vampire can attack safely because the land's not going to come to life and swipe at him with his trunk. Chandra's Ember Beast. A mere kitten by comparison to what I've got in store. A tough decision here. You got Legion Lieutenant, and you've got Serines. But what you can do with Serine is actually you can put vampires in. I decided not to because I thought then Serine would just get killed by the kitten next turn. I didn't want that to happen, so I kept assaulting relentlessly. My enemy cast the spell Omnagath, a blob of thunder, and he targeted the Death Touch Pyre, the vampire. Now we're really rolling. We play Oath of Kea, cast Blob. Now his butt's as good as gravy for me. You could put a vampire out, so that's probably not the best move, because you don't need to. You can just keep being powerful with Adamas Vanguard. You can play the Lieutenant whenever you like. You don't need to play it right now. Because when you do that, you make Serine a lot weaker. And when Serine's weaker, he's more prone to being desecrated by your adversaries. Here's an interesting one. Oath of Kaya blasts his face for 2 damage points because he was foolish enough to attack Serene. I conjure up Cast Down the spell. Luckily, the bird that he summoned is not a legendary bird, so the spell simply decimates the bird. But like most birds, when it dies, it creates an egg. Egg is harmless, but like most eggs, when it hatches, it gets more strong. At this point, he knows he's got not a shred of chance, in the world. So he surrenders the game, much like I surrendered. Yep, that's still filming. Hopefully the sound quality is good enough for you. I'm home alone right now. I hope nobody else comes in and ruins the video. Well, we can always just send a message to Stevenson to tell him to shush his mouth when he comes in. I'm gonna do that. Don't you dare use your voice when you come in. I'm filming a Big Joe video. Okay, where was I? I lost track of everything. See my opponents going first, starting with a weak land. I'm going to start with Ebony Vampire. And he starts with Creeping Blazer. I'm going to play the spell Unclaimed Territory. It can be claimed by whoever you like, so I chose to claim it with vampires. That makes Ebony Legionnaire a Legion, a 2/3, which is stronger than a 2/2. He doesn't have a ghost of a chance. He plays Healer of the Glad. He attacks Imbecile. Now I won't. Now I will strike you with the most fury that I can muster. So I will begin to move to the attacking stage. Only one. Even though the general of the vampires is there, he's not going to attack because he could be killed. And when he's dead, it's all over. You notice I didn't play anything? That's because I've got this spell down there, Mortify. That spell is going to blow up something that I want dead. He attacks again for 2. A foolish move. Nothing really worth blowing up today. We're waiting for that blob, Umnarath. And once we see him, then we can definitely blow him up. I don't know if you notice, I also achieved the spell Exilience Binding, and I have the lands necessary to cast it, so I've got 2 good spells to use if I see that blob. I might just use one on the Blazer right now, because if the blob comes out, I'll just use Exilience Binding on him and cast. He surrendered the game at 24 life. Probably a little bit intimidated by my my vampire army. The general was there, and as you can see, here's my home loading screen. I'm going to exit the game. I'm going to press OK. And that brings us to the end of the battle stream that I wanted to share with you. As you can see, that was 13 minutes of pure raw action. And if you love to see pure raw Magic cards action with a few little tips and tricks and ideas, well, then you should just subscribe to the channel. You can find the like button right here. And you can find the subscribe button right here. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.